Hey, what's up, guys? Star Power here. Yes, first of all, I know that is different from my normal intro. Let's just say I had to change my name from Robo Cheetah to Star Power for personal reasons. I hope you guys will understand. Please don't ask why. Second thing, I know this is going to be kind of a new video that I haven't done, but I really wanted to do this video because, well, let's just get into it. I am a huge fan of Masked Singer, the US version. Haven't seen any of the other versions, except for that clip of Ryan Reynolds on the. Was one of the. It was either the Korean or the Japanese version. I'm not sure which one. I'll put a link in the description. But anyway, aside from that clip, I have never seen any foreign episode of Masked Singer. But the American one is great. So I just decided to go on the Tier Maker website and try to make my own tier list of Masked Singer performers. Now, just want to let you guys know this is my own opinion, so please don't bite my head off in the comments if one of your favorite masks is lower than what you would put it at. This is my own opinion, so please leave it alone. Also, I am basing this on basically their voice and like the performance behind it. I'm trying to not place too much bias on who was actually under the mask. I'm just trying to go by performance and voice alone. So, without further ado, let's do this. So, oh, by the way, spoiler warning for those of you who haven't actually watched the show. Because I'm probably going to be saying everyone who is on the Reach Mask. So, if you haven't seen this show, pause this video, go on Tubi, Tubi, and just binge the entire series, then come back and we can do this video. Alright? Thanks. So, bottom of the barrel is Gremlin. Now, I have nothing against Mickey Rourke. I honestly don't know what movies he's been in aside from Iron Man 2. And even then I haven't seen Iron Man 2. But he cannot sing. He does not have a good voice. It was kind of hard to listen to. Again, no offense, but I'm just saying. And slightly better than Gremlin was Phoenix. Again, Caitlyn Jenner, not a singer. I mean, the effects were cool, at least. I mean, the flaming spiral that revealed Phoenix was awesome, but did not have a good voice. Next, after that, is Hippo, Season 1. Now, Antonio Brown, I didn't actually get to hear a lot of his voice because he was singing over the actual song. Now, I think that is the first and only time that a singer has done that. So, in his defense, I am not fully sure what his voice sounds like. But he was fun to watch, and, it wasn't the hardest thing in the world to listen to. Also, don't mind me, I'm just casually cutting my nails while I'm doing this because I'm trying to multitask. So. After Hippo, we move on to Lips, which was Wendy Williams. Again, she said herself that she couldn't sing, but she did say that she knew how to have fun. And that is exactly what her performance was. Fun. It was fun to watch. Her voice was pretty good, all things considered. And Ken had a funny moment where he thought she was Mariah Carey. So, I want to give props to Ken for sticking to his guns, even when his guesses are absolute doo-doo. we'll get to that one. We'll get to the most infamous one later. And after Lips is Raccoon. This might be weird because I know that at least one person that I know that I've talked to said that they couldn't stand Danny Trejo's voice as Raccoon. And honestly, I understand that. His voice is now obviously he's not a singer, he's got a very raspy kind of voice. However, his first performance was just so much fun. And also, I didn't hate his voice when he was doing Wild Things. It was Ring of Fire that I didn't like. But either way, you cannot say that Danny Trejo wasn't trying. He was doing his best, he was having a ball, and that was all anybody really cared about. Because that's what the show's about. Celebrities dressed up in funny costumes, having fun. And then, finally, the top of D tier, I should say, I'm putting Pineapple, which was Tommy Chong. I think, sorry, of the people in the bottom tier, he had the best voice. To be fair, that's not saying much. However, I thought he was cool, and, fun fact, he's the only contestant on Masked Singer that I have guessed correctly without outside help. Because, a little bit of backstory, my family had already watched the show, so I was kind of left to watch by myself because they said I would like it. And, we all know how that ended up. So anyway, watching one of the first episodes, I think it was episode 2, I'm not sure. But anyway, Pineapple is getting unmasked. Jenny's final answer was Cheech. So, you know what? I said, to be different, I'm going to say it's Chong. And it was Tommy Chong. And I just want to point out that in the Masked Singer official YouTube channel Pineapple Reveal, when they find out it's Tommy Chong, Jenny acts like she got it right, which is not entirely wrong, but you can't act like you got it right when your final answer was Cheech. Sorry, just my little rant about that. If I ever, you know what, not even going to say that because I don't want to start anything. Sorry, I just got some dirt under my fingernails. Anyway, so that is the end of D tier. Moving to C tier. This might ruffle some feathers, but reminder, my opinion. Bottom of C tier, Alien. LaToya Jackson. Not a fan. Really didn't like her voice. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I will say that she could sing more than D tier. But at this point, it's just a matter of did I enjoy their performance more than could they actually sing. So, I didn't like Alien too much. Again, nothing against these people personally. I just not a fan of their voice. Slightly better than Alien was Unicorn, which is Tori Spelling. Again, I'm not gonna say she had the greatest voice, but I still found her performances more enjoyable overall than Alien. And also, she had kind of like the backstory of being told she couldn't sing, and I felt that was more endearing, for lack of a better term. It made me, even though I've never been told that I couldn't sing, it made me kind of feel for her. I almost said relate to her, but again, I've never been told that I can't sing. Although, to be fair, I don't have the greatest voice in the world. So, after Unicorn is Panda, Layla Ali. She had a decent voice, and her performance was fun, but I can't justify putting her any higher than at least C tier. Because, she's a boxer, not a singer. And then after Panda was Dr. Drew as Eagle, and he was more like he had the kind of the rock star vibe, and I enjoyed that. But I again, first of all, I didn't know who the hell he was. Second of all, I didn't really like his voice that much. It was fun to watch, sure, but you know, not my favorite thing in the world. Then we got Penguin, Sherri Shepherd. Kind of the same thing. Didn't know who she was, didn't have the greatest voice. Let's move on. These next two might get me roasted by YouTube comments, so bear with me. Dionne Warwick and Chaka Khan, Mouse and Miss Monster, they were kind of interchangeable. I just liked Chaka Khan slightly more. That's not saying a whole lot. Yes, I know they're legends. However, the type of music that they sing, or at least sang on the show, I didn't like. Like, I didn't like the fact that they mostly just did ballads, but I just didn't think they had phenomenal voices. Maybe they sound better recorded. I don't know. So, but like I say, I liked Chaka Khan a tad more than Dionne Warwick. Let me move on to Deer, Terry Bradshaw. He was actually hitting some vibratos because he said that he had released an album before, back in his heyday. So I felt that he was a lot of fun to watch, and just Terry Bradshaw was a nut. So he basically could do anything, and that was fun to watch. Next up is White Tiger, Gronk. His voice was kind of down there with Gremlin, but his energy was up there with, let's just say, T-Rex. He was a fan favorite every single week. But, after the first couple of performances, I kind of fell off the White Tiger train because, especially when he did Too Sexy for My Shirt, just I didn't like the way he did that one. But again, he was a lot of fun. Then we move on to Bear, which was Sarah Palin. I think the only politician to be on the show so far. First of all, that's in my top 5 favorite reveals of all time, but that's not what we're here to discuss. She did Baby Got Back. If you don't believe me, look it up. But it was a ton of fun to watch. It was hilarious. And yeah. Then was Llama, which was Drew Carey. Kind of the same thing. He was fun to watch. His songs were funny. And his costume had a strap-on booty. So, what's not to love? Then was Busta Rhymes as Dragon. Some of these I'm just going to breeze over. Busta Rhymes as Dragon. Nick Cannon as Bulldog. Yes, Nick Cannon was on the show. Slight backstory. He got COVID, said some anti-Semitic stuff on a podcast. He got suspended for a couple weeks because of the stuff he said. Came back on the show as a wild card Bulldog. There you go. Overall performance was very good. I just wasn't a fan of the song. He did Candy Girl, but, wasn't too big of a fan. I thought there were other people that I enjoyed more. And we get Ninja as Ice Cream, Tony Hawk as Elephant, Bella Thorne as Swan. Then we move on to Grandpa Monster. I thought he had a decent voice, and his performances were a lot of fun. And yes, Grandpa Monster was Logan Paul. Now, on the internet, we all know mostly why Logan Paul would be in a monster costume. However, I think I've earned a little bit more respect for him because he's trying to build back his image and be a better person, and I respect that. But, I still don't condone what he did. Oh. Then we're going to Giraffe, Brian Austin Green. Didn't know who he was, not much to say about that. Robot. He had an okay voice, but his performance was so much fun and his costume was so good that I was sad when he got unmasked, but it was amazing. Egg was good. Johnny Weir had a good voice. Yeah. Snail. Snail was my absolute favorite costume of the entire show so far. And honestly, I thought he should have moved on instead of being unmasked first, but, what are you going to do? B tier. This one I'm probably just going to breeze right through. You got Poodle as Margaret Cho. Patti LaBelle as Flower. Going back to my thing about Ken. He thought Flower was Bjork the whole time. Even when she was about to get unmasked, he still said Bjork. Ken, I love you, but why? Anyway, wasn't a huge fan of Patti LaBelle. Just mostly her voice I didn't really like. But again, please don't bite my head off. And we're doing Ricky Lake as Raven, Anna Gasteyer as Tree. I didn't really like Tree all around, but I didn't hate her. So I just put her in the middle. Jojo Siwa as T-Rex. Jackie Avago as Kitty. I still don't really know who Jackie Avago is. But I did she had a great voice. And we got Bret Michaels as Banana. Paul Schaefer as Skeleton. Leopard, who was Seal. I really liked that. Then we get to Mushroom. I was never the biggest Mushroom fan. In fact, on that season, I got rather upset when Mushroom moved on to the top 3 instead of Jellyfish, because I thought Jellyfish was better. However, I have nothing against Aloe Black. I mean, why would I? I don't know him. I don't know him as a person. I don't know him at all. I've never heard of him until the show. I mean, seriously. I literally don't know anything about Aloe Black. Except that he was trying to channel his daughter's energy while doing the mushroom costume, which I respect a lot. I just did not like his song choices, except for when he did Unconditionally by Katy Perry. That was the one time I liked what song he chose. But, yeah. Then it was Paul Anka, then Mark Sanchez, Jordan Woods, Michelle Williams, Lonzo Ball was a lot of fun to watch. Bow Wow was cool. Mark McGrath I really liked. Then we got the Bob Saget and Tom Bergeron. Now A tier. This one was kind of difficult because there were a lot of really good ones, but let's just go ahead. Wasn't a huge Popcorn fan, but she had a great voice and she was a lot of fun to watch. Russian Dolls. I liked them, but I just thought having 3 people in one mask was a bit overpowered. But their last performance was great. I love the song choice. Go away. And then Clint and Lisa Black as Snow Owls. Dr. Elvis as Serpent was great. Just the sheer fact that they got Dr. Elvis on the show just warms my heart so much. And Barry Zito, Tyrese, Tamara Maui, Hunter Hayes, and Bobby Brown. Chloe Kim I thought was amazing. She started out super nervous. She got better and better each week, and I loved it. She was so good. Still a bit salty she didn't get to the top three, but whatever. Joey Fatone, then Kelly Osbourne, Gladys Knight, Raven Simone. Wasn't a huge Night Angel fan. However, she had a phenomenal voice, and she totally deserved that win. But there were some that I enjoyed more than her. For example, Wiz. And then also Adrienne Bailot I liked. Omarion was great. Nick Carter, Rumor Willis. And then this one is going to be interesting. At the top of A tier is Victor Oladipo as Thingamajig. His performance of Rainbow is probably one of, if not the best, songs ever done on Masked Singer by somebody who is not a trained singer. He killed it each and every week, and I loved it. Also, it was the first time Ken flipped out because he got a correct guess. And then we get to S tier. It's the best of the best. Starting with Jesse McCarthy, Donny Osmond. I almost wanted to say Donnie Wahlberg, but he was Cloodle-Doo. Actually, Cloodle-Doo wasn't on this tier list maker thing. Let me get Nick Lachey, Wayne Brady, Daughtry, JoJo, LeAnn Rimes, T-Pain, and finally Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly, I think if she didn't do that Bruno Mars song, if she just left that out and chosen any other song, I feel like she would have won that entire season. They even said that she was the best vocalist they've ever had on that show. And I have to agree. So, here is my tier list for the Masked Singer US version. If you have constructive comments, please leave it down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.